Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, dear students. I am your chemistry teacher here. In the previous lecture, you have studied about the element, compound. So today we are going to start the mixtures, which is mentioned in chapter number 1 in your KP textbook on page number 11 and 12. So first of all, we discuss about the definition that what is a mixture. A mixture is made up of two or more substances that are not chemically combined. Recall the definition of the compound. In compound, we studied that elements combine together in a fixed ratio by mass, and when the elements different types of elements are chemically combined together. But in the definition of the mixture, a mixture is made up of two or more substances, composed of two or more substances that are not chemically combined, means that the chemical bond is not formed. Here it's just the physical mixing, and it's just the physical mixing of the compounds or the substances. So what is a mixture? In mixture is a mixture consists of more substances, two or more substances that are not chemically combined, they are physically combined. A mixture may consist of the element, compounds, or both. A mixture may consist of the elements, compound, or both. It is composed of the solids, liquids, or gases. Means mixture is composed of three states of matters like solid, liquid, and gas. So what is mixture? Means that it is made up of two or more substances that are not chemically combined, they are physically combined together. And what is mixture consists of the elements and the compound or both. It may be composed of solid, liquid, or gases. Now you can see on your screen that it's a mixtures as a name indicate that the two or more substances combine together to form mixture, and this mixture is a physical mixing. That mixture of two elements, two types of atoms. In first block you can see that it's a mixture of different types of atoms. In the second, mixture of elements, atom of one element, and also the molecules, means elements and molecules. And in the third block you can see that the mixture of two elements, two types of molecules. And in the third one, mixture of element and compound, two types of molecules. So we studied that mixture is a combination of two or more substances that are physically combined together, not chemically. That the components of the mixture don't combine in a fixed ratio. We discuss in a compound that the components or the elements are combined together in a fixed ratio, but here it's the opposite of the compound. The components of a mixture don't combine in a fixed ratio. They are not combined chemically, they are just combined physically. Mixture can be separated by the physical method. Compound can not be separated by physical method, but they can be decomposed. But here the mixture can be separated by the physical method. Physical method means evaporation and filtration, etc. The constituent substance of the mixture retain their characteristics properties in the mixture. The constituents means the part of the substances in the mixture retain means that they keep their characteristics properties in the mixture. For example, when we dissolve salt and water, when the water is evaporated, so the salt retain their properties, means we can obtain or we can get the salt properties again. Then example, sugar and water mixture. Sugar is dissolved in water. When we take sugar and it's dissolved in water, it forms a mixture. It is a mixture which is a sweet in taste. It's a combination of two substances, sugar and water, and they are not chemically combined together, they are physically combined together. It forms a mixture which is sweet in taste. The sweetness is due to the presence of sugar in water. So it's a sugar, it's a Sorry, it's a mixture because sugar and water mix together physically, and it is a sweet in taste. The sweetness is due to the presence of the sugar in water. Another examples like the alloys. What is alloys? What are the alloys? Alloys, it is a mixture of metals with other metals. It is a mixture of metals with other elements like metals or the non-metals. They are combined by melting. For example, steel and alloy. How steel is formed? Steel is an alloy, and it is formed at alloy of iron with carbon and nickel or cobalt. Means that the steel is a mixture of iron with carbon and nickel or cobalt. Brass, what are the brass? Brass and alloy of copper with zinc. And you can see that the coin bronze was one of the first alloys created by the humans. Then another examples of mixtures like first one, you can see that the rock mixture of different kinds of the rocks or different kinds or different types or kinds of the stones. Second one, sandwich, mixture of bread, meat, tomato. And third one, soda, means cold drinks. Soda is a mixture of sugar and water. It's all are the mixture. And what are the mixtures? Remember the definition in your mind, that it's a combination of two or more substances that are physically combined together, not chemically. Lime juice, mixture of lime, sugar, salt and water. Then types of mixture, we discuss the definition and examples of mixture. Then the types of mixture, we have two types of mixture, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homo means same, hetero means different. Homogeneous mixture, which has a uniform composition throughout its mass, means that they have the uniform composition. Uniform composition means same composition throughout its mass. What is the heterogeneous definition? Which does not have the uniform composition throughout its mass. Means when we dissolve salt in water, so all the salt is dissolved in water and form a homogeneous mixture, form a homogeneous or same or uniform composition. But when we dissolve in a heterogeneous case, when we dissolve sand in water, so it's a heterogeneous mixture and the composition is not uniform throughout its mass. So homogeneous is called a solution. In a homogeneous mixture is called a solution, and in the heterogeneous solution is called a suspension. Examples: table salt, NaCl, it's common salt dissolved in water, chocolate, milk, etc. Examples: salad, dirt, sand and water. So we discussed two types of mixture, homogeneous and heterogeneous. Homo means same, hetero means different. Homogeneous means that the same composition throughout its mass. Heterogeneous means different composition throughout its mass. Homogeneous mixture is called a solution. Heterogeneous mixture is called a suspension. Then we discuss the homogeneous mixtures are those you can't see each of the components separately. In a homogeneous mixture, when salt, you can see on your screen when salt is dissolved in water, so you can't see each of the component means each of the parts separately, because it's a homogeneous mixture. All the salt dissolve in water and form a homogeneous mixture. Heterogeneous mixture, in heterogeneous mixture you can see are those where you can see each of the components separately. You can see each part of the mixture separately. A mixture of stones in soil, mixture of different types of stones in soil is an example of heterogeneous mixture. Or the most important or the common example is salad. You can see on your screen that it's a picture of salad. It's a picture of salad, and in the salad you have different combination of vegetables, and you can see each vegetable properly. So it's a heterogeneous mixture. Then types of mixture is a homogeneous mixture. You can see that the chocolate powder is mixed in milk and form a homogeneous mixture. And second one is a fruit chart. Heterogeneous mixture, you can see all the fruits properly Then solutions and suspension. Homogeneous mixture is called solution and heterogeneous mixture is called suspension. Now what is a solution? A solution is a special type of mixture. A solution is a homogeneous mixture that combines a solute and a solvent. What is a solution? Solution is a homogeneous mixture, means that they have the same composition that combines a solute and a solvent. Now here the question arises that what is a solute and what is a solvent. Now what is solute? The solid part that gets dissolved. The solid part, the solid part that gets dissolved. For example, salt and sugar. Salt and sugar that we dissolve in water, or other substances, so it's called a solute. What is a solvent? The liquid part that does the dissolving, the liquid part that's the dissolving, like for example water. For example, we make the mixture of salt and water, so salt is a solute and solvent is a liquid. And remember the one thing that in minute amount or the small amount is a solute and the large amount is a liquid. So salt is a small amount and liquid or water is in large amount, so it's a solution have two parts, solute and a solvent. Like you can see that when salt is added into water, salt dissolve in water, salt is known as solute substance that dissolve in the solvent. Water is known as a solvent. Salt is a solute and water is known as a solvent substance that dissolve the solute. The final mixture is known as a solution. Solution is a homogeneous mixture consists of two parts like the solute and the solvent. Salt is a solute and water is a solvent. Then it's a, you can see on your screen that we can take salt is solute and water is a solvent, and when they mix together so they form a solution. Salt water mixture is called a solution and also known as a homogeneous mixture. They have the same composition. Now what is a suspension? Suspension is a heterogeneous mixture having different composition. When a solid does not dissolve in a liquid, suspension is formed. A suspension is a mixture in which the insoluble particles are suspended in a liquid or gas. When we dissolve sand in water, so the particles not dissolved or they are suspended in a liquid, so it's called a suspension. Like sand does not dissolve in water, therefore it's a suspension. We can take sand plus water. When sand plus water, so it's form a suspension. You can see that the mixture still has undissolved solid particles settle at the bottom with some particles still floating. Now we have the difference between the compound and the mixture on your textbook page number 13 and 14. So compound and mixture. What is a compound and what is a mixture? We recall all the memories of about the compound and the mixture. It is formed by the chemical combination of the atoms of the element. It is formed by the physical combination or the mixing of the substance. Both definitions, compound is a chemical combination of the atoms of the elements and mixture is a physical combination or just the mixing of the substances. In the second, the constituents lose their original properties. The constituents retain their properties. Constituents lose their properties means that when water compound is formed, means hydrogen is a gas or an oxygen is a gas. When hydrogen and oxygen combine together, so they form water. So water have totally different property as compared to the hydrogen and oxygen. So when hydrogen and oxygen form water, so the constituent means the part of the mixture lose their properties. And in a mixture the constituents retain their properties means when we dissolve salt in water, so the water is evaporated and the salt retain or remain or keep their properties. Again, compound always have fixed composition by mass. We can discuss previously that compounds have a fixed composition, means in water 2:1, 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen, so 2:1. Mixture don't have fixed composition by mass. Then Fourth one, the components of the compound cannot be separated by the physical method. The components of the compound cannot be separated by the physical method. They can just be decomposed. Like water can be decomposed into the hydrogen and oxygen. The components of the mixture can be separated by the physical method like evaporation and filtration. Every compound is represented by its chemical formula. What is chemical formula? Chemical formula means the symbols of the elements and their combining ratio. It consists of two or more components that does not have any chemical formula. Compound has a homogeneous composition. When compound is formed, so they have the homogeneous same composition. Mixture may be homogeneous or heterogeneous in composition. Compound has sharp and fixed melting point, means compound has sharp and fixed melting point, exact melting points and boiling points. Mixture don't have sharp and fixed melting points. Now we can separate mixture by the physical methods like sulfur. In first we have sulfur and then iron fillings. When sulfur and iron fillings mix together, physically combine together, when these two substances physically combine together, so they form a mixture iron plus sulfur. Now we want to separate these two mixtures. We separate the mixture means we separate these two constituents or these two parts of the mixture. So we use magnet. Iron and sulfur by mixing with each other to form a mixture can be separated with magnet, as iron and sulfur retain its original properties. When magnet magnet attract iron fillings from their self, and then we obtain iron and sulfur retain its properties in the mixture. So it's a physical method. In this physical method we can separate the sulfur and the iron fillings. Then heating iron and sulfur. When heating means that when iron and sulfur combine together, so they form a compound. When iron and sulfur is heated together, so they form the iron sulfide FeS, black color compound, not attracted by magnet, and this compound is not attracted by a magnet. When iron and sulfur is strongly heated, it reacts with each other and lose their properties and form a compound. Iron sulfide FeS, it cannot be separated with a magnet.